Hi Sojourners. Today I want to do a really quick video tutorial on thumb hole cuffs. I've seen tutorials, you've seen tutorials, and it's kind of like a Rubik's Cube. It's very confusing to me, but I think we can do better. I think we can do it quicker. So come on down here and I'll show you how I'm going to do this. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your measuring tape and you're just going to measure around your knuckle under your thumb to find out the circumference of your hand. You're going to take that measurement. It's hard to do in one hand. Take that measurement, minus 7 1/2, 7 3/4, and you're going to add a 1/2 inch seam allowance to that. I like a little bit of room to move too, so mine turns out to be 8 1/2. I like an 11 inches long so I can fold the cuff in half. So that's the size of a piece of paper. So this is my pattern piece, 8 1/2 by 11. Yours may look different. Yours may be 7 by 11. Yours may be 7 1/2 by 11. But just make your own pattern. Over here I've cut one out already. Here's where it differs and here's where it gets really quick. You're going to take this pattern piece and you're going to fold it wrong sides together, just like a hamburger style. So right here, matching the raw edges, wrong sides together. We're going to go over to the serger or sewing machine. Starting from the folded edge down, we're just going to sew 1/4 inch seam allowance from the top to the bottom. We're going to tuck those serger tails in so they're nice and clean here. And then we're going to make the thumb hole cuffs. Let's go over to the serger. I have the serger threaded with contrasting thread so you can see it better, but also I want to show you this fun effect you can do with it. I've got a 4-thread overlock. I've got a little bit of differential because I'm working with double breast poly, which is really stretchy. And I'm just going to come right up here, and I'm not even going to shave anything off, and I'm just going to run my serger stitch. One side. I'm going to turn this around because I want to go from the folded edge down. Lifting my needles up under here. Here we go. I'm going to take my big-eyed needle here, and I'm just going to thread through these sergers stitches so I can thread my tail through. Go under some of these stitches here. I would go under a few more, but not taking the time to do all that now. I'm going to thread this through. I'm going to cut some of this off. We don't need to thread all that through. I'm going to pull this in, and I'm just going to tuck those tails under. Now I'm going to give this a nice good tug. I really want that to be clean. Nice good tug, and I can cut it off. Okay, let's make the thumb cuff. You're going to do the same thing on this side, but for the speed of the video, I'm just going to cut this. All right. We're going to fold these so your serger stitches match up. Remember, this will be tucked in. So we've got your folded edge, right along there. Now we're going to make the thumb hole. 1 1/2 inches from the top and mark it with a pin. Leaving 2 1/2 inches for my thumb. You may only need 2 or want 2. You'll measure it, whatever you'd like. And then you're going to put another pin here. We're going to go over to the sewing machine. We're going to sew right there. Let's go over to the sewing machine. Thanks, Mark. All right. Over at the sewing machine, I'm on a long straight stitch, about 3. I'm going to take these serger stitches just beyond my foot. I want these stitches to come beyond those needle threads, okay? So I'm going to line it up just beyond the foot, and I'm going to sew down to this first mark. My machine will automatically lock in my stitches. If yours doesn't, do a back stitch. When I get down to my pin, I'm going to take my pin out, and I'm going to lock those stitches in. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come back up again, and I'm going to release that, okay? Lifting my foot, I'm going to just come all the way down to this next pin. Lining that up there. Locking in my stitches. 1, 2, 3, and here we go. All the way to the end. Locking in my stitches. Here we go. I'm going to trim those threads. I'm just going to cut this thread in the middle where we locked it in. I find that a quicker way to do it. Come to the back side. Trim that. trim that. Might as well trim this while we're at it. We're going to turn the thumb hole cuff inside out. Now, this is a cute look with the contrasting serger stitches. I have a thumb hole on right now. Let me see if I can just take this off here, this cuff. And the raw side will go against your wrist, obviously. And look, boom, doubled up thumb hole cuff. Now, I like that. I think that looks super cute on sportswear. If you did it in black stitches, you'd never see it. If you don't want it and you want a clean look, easy to do. Take it off. Now, you would have, I have black thread in here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew that right down. I'm going to come right here on my same stitch and turn it inside out. There we go. I'm going to follow that same seam allowance, and I'm just going to do one side for you here. I'm going to sew that down. Whoops. Right out to the outside, starting right here. Sewing that down, bringing that around. Locking in my stitch at the bottom. You would do the same thing on the other side, of course. Trimming all my threads. Turning it inside out. This one you would do the same thing on, and you've got a clean and beautiful non-origami puzzling thumb hole cuff. Have fun. Thanks. Bye, Sojourners.